I have been selling this book, Zanazli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. That's the backdrop. Okay, so you're watching and listening to the Bidin Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zanazli. And as usual, every week we watch a local film and we review it. And this week we're watching a local film and we're reviewing it. But we're at the gala premiere right now, so a little bit too many people. A little bit too many people. People are talking to me. Why? Okay, so we watched Geng Kubur. Is that the full title? Geng Kubur.
That is the full
Tiada
title.
siapa ada rahsia or something like that.
Semua orang ada rahsia.
Geng Kubur.
Yeah.
Semua orang ada rahsia. Okay, so it's directed by Gavin Yap. Written by Gavin Yap also, right? Someone else.
Yes. I don't know.
So what's it about?
Okay, so it's about these 4 teenagers.
Oh, I forgot. We were at the premiere, right? So why don't we listen to whatever they're saying lah that we recorded.
Dan pengarah kita, Bidin! Oh, bodek kuat kan? Alah bodek ah. Kita kena bodek penerbit kita. Ayo, kita bodek kuat-kuat untuk penerbit kita. Baik. Jom kita dengarkan daripada tuan pengarah kita sikit. Sepatah 2 kata, silakan. Okay, selamat datang semua. Tepuklah guys. Thank you all very much for being here. It means a lot to me. Thank you for taking the time to share your evening with us. And I had a great time making this movie with these amazing people. I had an amazing team, and I'm very excited to share this film with you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Baik, terima kasih pada semua. Enjoy your movie. Jangan lupa gunakan hashtag Geng Kubur. Jumpa lagi guys.
Okay, so
what's the film about?
What's the film about?
Okay, so the film was about these 4 teenagers. Actually, it's about this one boy lah, Firhan, who, like, when he was a small boy, was in an accident with his parents, and then
mother died.
His mother disappeared, and then he also disappeared, and then they found him.
But the mother died lah.
Died lah, and then so fast forward, he's got like these other 3 friends. It's a very muhibah gang of friends.
They're in school, but the school is always empty.
Malay, Chinese, Indian, and a girl. Because we're gender inclusive. So the 4 of them are like buds, and then they hang out, and then they like to go to the kubur. They pick a grave, and then the Firhan will like tell a story.
They will tell a story about the dead person lah. I mean, a made up story lah.
And then at the same time, they also have a imaginary friend named Moose. So the story starts, and Firhan is in therapy because he's getting this like recurring dream of being lost in the forest, and it's also making him very like aggressive, agitated. It's bothering him lah.
He loses himself. Like at times, like suddenly he loses consciousness. While he's lost his consciousness, he's like attacking people. Right? Like very aggressive, violent, like beating people up, his friends and all that. Yeah.
Correct. So then he decides he needs to go back to the forest where he had that accident because he feels like he's being called to the forest, and he feels like it's his mother that is calling him to the forest.
And then apparently that forest is also like it's known as a haunted place lah.
So he like really misses his mother, but he goes to this poker place, obviously with his friends, and then the story begins lah. And then slowly we find out everybody has
secrets which traumatizes them.
Yeah.
And
then all their traumas are unveiled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think of the film?
What do you think of the film?
Okay, well, the film is not your average mainstream film. It's the treatment of it is very interesting, and it's shot by Kai, who's got this very like 90s vibe about his shots. So
90s MTV.
If you saw like Kickflip, it's very grainy, very 90s lah. It looks very 90s.
Oh, I thought it was very slick.
No, like Kickflip, the shots also like that one.
Kickflip were very grainy, black and white.
Yeah, this one was also. There were grainy parts also. Okay, well, it was, but you can see that it's his style.
Yeah.
So that paired with like Gavin's imagination and the treatment of how the story is, made it very interesting to watch. It is a little bit slow for me. I felt it's a very slow burn type of film, but I felt like it didn't really need to be that slow. Like, it's good. It's a good film. We shall start by saying that. I liked it. I thought it was a good film. But it was still a little bit too slow for me. Like, the burn was a little bit long. It's a long burn. It's a long burn. And the story was interesting. I thought it was a very interesting take on, suppressing your problems and mental health, and how your friends kind of are the ones that will eventually get you through it. So that messaging was clear but delivered in quite a creative way. So that was nice to see, at least a fresh idea executed well, rather than fresh ideas that are not executed well. So it was okay lah. It was a good film, but I wasn't as excited as I was about other films. Mostly because I'm a very feeling person lah. So for me to like really be really invested in the film, I really have to like feel something. But when I was watching this, I was still very detached. I was just watching the film. It didn't really invoke any feeling in me. And then like the part of where he, him missing his mother and everything, I was watching it, and the first thing that came to my mind was, it's real life Agent Ali. It's just, it's the same Agent Ali plotline.
But he's not a superhero.
He's not a superhero, and
he does nothing to save the world.
Yeah, so, okay. That was it lah. So, for me, it was a good film. It was okay. It was a good film. It was interesting. It was fresh. But, that's it lah, yeah.
I like the film too. It's a very mainstream film for me. I felt it was so mainstream. I mean, Kai's shots were like in the 90s, but very 90s slick MTV, MTV mainstream style lah. And it's very mainstream Hollywood, but not mainstream Melayu. You know what I mean? It's mainstream Hollywood, but not mainstream Melayu. So for me, it was I want to say refreshing, not really refreshing also. Different, not really different also. But it was okay. It was a decent story. I was entertained. I kind of had a good time watching the film.
It's very funny actually.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's intelligent funny somehow.
Yes.
So that was nice. It was nice lah.
It had a lot of like commentary which was smart. Made me giggle a little bit. Not laugh out loud funny. there was one guy in the audience that kept laughing out loud, and I thought it was damn annoying because it's like he wanted to show like he got
Every
it.
3 seconds.
He
My
wanted
God,
he like
my
wanted to
bro.
show like he got the joke, you know. But it was like it was not laugh out loud funny, but it was funny, right? It was about kids, and I think they delved into the characters quite nicely. I didn't feel it was slow. I thought it went on quite well, right? There were parts where the timeline wasn't real, well, not real, but it was jumping here and there.
Yeah, between like their delusion or
Correct.
their hallucination,
imagination, and
what's really happening.
non-imagination, real life, even time frame also.
Yeah.
Right, because there was a little bit of like time travel involved, or not time travel but time warp, right?
Yeah.
Because like
Because he's hallucinating, then he goes.
he disappears, like when he was first disappeared as a kid. He was like, oh, he was gone for a month. People said that he was gone for a month, but he felt it was just like a sekelip mata, you know. And then later on also there's a play on time lah.
Yeah.
It reminds me very much of like, you know how when you go into a jungle and you get lured by the orang bunyan, and then you come back out from the jungle, everybody's been looking for you for like 5 years. But actually you felt like you've only been gone for like maybe a couple of hours, but everybody said you'll be gone for 5 years, and then you see your child already like 30 years old. You know? So it gave me that kind of feeling lah. But other than that, I also thought that it appeals to I think the film was trying to appeal to a younger audience, a younger audience who put too much emphasis on being in touch with your trauma, your mental health, your whatever things that you've gone through, when actually oh my god, you just have to deal with it.
As Richard said,
No, because
everyone has problems.
yeah,
Deal with it.
it kind of it's trying to appeal to the snowflake
No
crowd
lah.
lah. Yeah, it is. You invalidating what I'm trying to say?
not.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
I really think
invalidating you.
it's so annoying because you look at these young people. I was young too. I'm 46 years old. Don't want to sound like a boomer, but these are small problems. Okay, actually, 2 of them had big problems, right? Like what was the guy name? Firhan.
Fang and
Firhan, like mother died in an accident, disappear, right? And then grew up without a mother. And then that Fang also grew up with some like
Abusive
abuse,
father.
you know. So okay, those things are pretty traumatic, right? But then like Prem, rich kid problem, right? What the hell?
Urban problem.
Yeah, it's identity.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through identity problems like that. Nothing special that you're gonna have to be traumatized by it, and you want to like, oh, you know. So a little bit. I wouldn't say too much, but a little bit lah. So that was a little bit annoying lah, you know. Because nowadays sometimes I think, and this is a personal opinion lah, I think that small problems are magnified too much by young people these days. Yeah, and then they say, oh wait, you haven't gone through what we gone through. Sometimes they go through things that I've gone through exactly, you know. But I guess it's resilience and
Suppression.
yeah, maybe, you know, like
That's exactly what the film is saying. Don't suppress your feelings and your trauma.
yeah, sure. But why does it have to be so exaggerated?
Because it's a film.
No, not the film, but the feelings.
Oh well.
You
Because
know?
it's suppressed, ma. So the idea is that the more that you suppress your feelings, the bigger the impact, right? So like going into the forest, they had to deal with all their stuff, lah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why do you need to go all that way to
Because
deal
they
with it?
were suppressing their feelings.
To deal with it, why? It could have been handled so much easier.
Yeah, by not
You know?
suppressing their feelings,
Exactly.
which is what the film is teaching
So
them.
that's what I'm trying to say. These kids is a reflection of society today. They don't need to suppress their feelings, but they're doing it like because like they're so much into their own head. You know what I mean, not?
I don't know. I think we got very different messaging from it, but
Yeah.
okay.
So
Because I felt like the film was just trying to. It was really trying to show that, it's okay to share, and you shouldn't be suppressing your feelings because, like you said, right, these 2 boys had like kind of similar traumas and everything, but they never talk about it. So that's why they go to the kubur, right, and they make up all these stories so that they can like forget or be distracted.
yeah, that's
So I felt like the film was really trying to tell people that you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah,
and
I
that
agree.
it's okay to share your feelings.
It
but
is.
do the young people know that this is okay? I don't really know.
That's my point. That's exactly what I feel the film is. What I'm trying to criticize now is these young people who need a film like this to tell them that.
Yeah, because what if maybe they don't feel like they actually can do that?
That's the problem with
film is
society
not-
now.
The film is not a PSA film anyway.
Yeah,
That's not what it's supposed to be.
And the film is not the problem. The problem is these young people, what are they going through in their life that they feel they need to suppress it? What is it about them that they feel they can't talk about these things and must go to the graveyard and make up stories and then later be traumatized by it, and then together the four of them like create their own drama around their own little world, when actually it's just so simple. You know what I mean? So it's not criticism of the film, it's criticism of what society is today, making these young people like that. Yeah, so like is it the parents now? Because the same parents who are raising these children at this age would be parents who were like born in the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
Isn't it? So are these parents doing something wrong to make these children now feel that way? Like they cannot express themselves, they cannot talk, they have to go to the graveyard to create stories to
This
deal
is
with
literally
things.
not a review of the film. We are just criticizing society as a whole now.
Isn't that what film is?
Is
You know?
it? Is that
a
really
reflection,
what it's supposed to be? I don't know.
reflection of society, and you know, it provokes us to think about what's happening around us. And this film actually made me think about all of this. And then to me, that makes it a good film, you know? And I kind of enjoyed it because it made me think about all of these things. But I don't know if young people, when they watch this, they will get that or not. Or would they feel like they're being preached to?
No, I don't think so.
Or it's just like, whoo, over
No,
their heads,
it's
and they're just going to go like drama
I
again.
think we got the messaging because we're a little bit older and we see it from a different perspective. Almost as parents also, because we also have a teenager now, right? So like, it's different when we watch it. But I think when the young people watch it, they will just find it to be just another like fun, entertaining film. Maybe even like more of a, you know, like a Goonies thing where, you know, you just go on an adventure type of film. But okay lah, this adventure has like underlying trauma. But I don't really think that they're gonna read too much into it lah. Because honestly, the film is entertaining. And it's not really preachy. It doesn't
It's not preachy at all.
Yeah, it doesn't preach this at all. And it's very, there are so many like selok beloks where it's actually just really fun. It's really fun. It's actually kind of light, this in spite of this like trauma and whatever.
It's
And
not heavy lah, yeah.
the way that they portray these hallucinations, also the trauma, right? It's also not so like so heavy, you know. It's like it's got a tinge of like a little bit of a horror thing, and then like Prem's one, as first world as it is like in kind of an entertaining type of format, which was actually very enjoyable. So I don't think that they will find it preachy. I think they'll just be entertained.
So it will fly past your head lah.
Potentially,
with the subtext
yeah,
lah.
potentially.
Because like Goonies, for example, Goonies is way more than just an adventure film. It's about children feeling the stress that their parents are feeling, and then taking on the responsibility that their parents are supposed to have, and they feel like, I should help out. You know, when I was
fighting the guru.
Goonies came out when I was in primary school, and it made me feel that way. And I was in primary school. So again, I don't know.
Yeah. So, would you tell people young or old to watch this film?
So no, the review's coming out today. It's coming out next week. The film will be
Yeah,
coming out
on
next week.
Thursday.
I would tell people to go watch it. It's
I would say so
also
too.
quite nice, you know. Performance-wise, right? The acting maybe a bit lacking, but the story is there, you know.
Look,
Yeah.
all in all, I think it's a solid film.
Yeah, it's a good film. Decent film.
It's very well directed. It's, you know, he's very clear about what he wants to do. There's all these nuances that he's put into it. So there's a lot of thought that has been put into this. It's very well shot. The acting, while not, you know, it was okay. It was okay. I could believe that they were friends. I could believe that they, you know, were going through these things. It's not as bad as all the things that we have seen lah. And it was, I thought it was okay. It's a solid film. So yes, I would say go watch it. Go and support the good films that are actually coming out. Because if not, we're going to be in very dire straits. And it'll be terrible for the Malaysian film industry. So go watch it. you will be entertained. Whether or not you catch the subtext is secondary, but at the very least you will be entertained, and it's actually worth your money to go and see lah.
Try to look past the guy who plays Prem's acting lah. He was
Bad.
he was a little bit too cartoonish
No,
in
you
his
so
facial
bad.
expression. Yeah.
But I think it's meant to
I
be
don't
like
think-
that.
Really, to be a cartoon.
Yeah, because he was kind of like the jester type one.
Yeah, you can act like a jester, but you don't have to make facial expressions that show that you don't know how to act.
Okay.
But go watch it.
So watch it still.
So let us know what you think after you watch it.
Yes.
Right? Not many good films have come out this year, and it's already coming into April, pushing into May already.
But another one also
You know.
came out yesterday, which we will also go and watch and review it for next week.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
even with this film coming out, I don't think it's a savior for the year. But yeah, okay. So like this video, don't like this video, subscribe to our channel. Go to Bidin. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Bidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything you've been watching and listening to the Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shirley Bastan.